Hi, Happy New Year! It's time for the most important planner video of the year, a planner flip through to start off the new year, right? I'm going to show you everything that's going on in my binder planner, including the fact that this is a new binder. I'm in love with it, it's so pretty. So we'll go through that, and then as a very special edition, I also have my husband's planner. So cute. This is the first time he's ever started planning in his whole adult life. And for New Year's, he said he wanted a copy of the Milk and Honey planner, so he's been using it since the new year started, and he also very generously offered that I could share it with you. So I thought that might be interesting to see some insight for really new planners or people who just have never planned before like him. So I'm gonna flip the camera and take you through these binders. Okay, so starting here with this very exciting update, I got yet another version of the famous binder. I had a really light pink, baby pink version of this from Target for years that I've shown on this channel a lot. And now they came out with this like slightly darker pink, and it's such a pretty color. I really love it. Finally found it. You just kind of have to go peruse the binder section at Target and hope for the best. Like, they seem to have stopped making the baby pink one, sadly for now, but this color is so pretty. So in here I have on this side a pin pouch. This is by the brand UB. I thought it was so cute, the pink and red with the cherries. And I just keep this filled with highlighters. You know, I love these erasable pastel colored highlighters by the Friction brand. And I also have some colored pens if I want to write something in a different color. And just keep that handy for supplies. I also have clipped to it, this is from the Target dollar spot. I think everything I'm showing you is from Target. This was from Target, the binder. And this is kind of cute. It says used before binge watching, but it's a rag that you can use to clean your screens. But I actually use it to erase wet erase marker. So I just have this little vial that it came with, and this is just full of, can you guys see? This is just full of water. And I just use the water in the rag to always be able to erase easily what I do with a wet erase marker. So I have several pages that are laminated, or this page is actually just in a sheet protector. And I use a wet erase marker to check it off and then like clean it at the end of the day and start fresh for the next day. So that way I'm only having to print one time, I'm only having to use a piece of paper one time, and it's really, really helpful. And I do like the wet erase marker better than the dry erase marker because I find just in the binder things will rub off that ink throughout the day and it'll transfer and get on other pages, and it's just kind of a mess. So I use the wet erase marker, and this just makes it easy to have this on hand to clean as I go if I need to. And this first page of my binder is my routine tracker printable. So this side is my daily routine and this side is my weekly routine. And I have past videos on it, and it's a printable you can get in the Milk and Honey shop, but I really like this because I just like to check off my day as I go. If I'm adding something new to my routine that I might forget to do, this helps remind me. And I also just find it very satisfying to check things off as I go. So that's why I like to use this to make sure I'm doing everything in the day that I wanted to do, and then also in the week. So this includes like my beauty routine, my housekeeping routine, my work stuff. I just have it all here in one place, and it's really easy to check off as I go. So I have this in a sheet protector as opposed to a laminator so that I can add a new piece of paper whenever I need to. I tend to tweak my daily routine and my weekly routine really often, like possibly weekly, because life is just constantly changing, the seasons, the timing, everything like that. I like to print out a new version and stick it in here, and that way I don't have to re-laminate it each time. And I also added this adhesive pin loop to it. So this is a really cute package of pink pin loops that I got. I will link them, but they took forever to ship from Amazon. But I like having this here so I always have my wet erase marker ready to go. Sometimes I'll just take this sheet out and maybe put it on the fridge or on the kitchen counter somewhere that's really easy to check it off as I go if I don't want to if I don't need to deal with my whole planner for a certain day or something like that. So that's kind of like a standalone thing right there. And then I have this laminated sheet is my word of the year. I like to pick a different word each year, and I also put the definition that is what inspires me about this word. So I love vintage decor and like style, things like that. But I put here representing the high quality of a past time, the best of its kind. Kind of with the same principle of a certain vintage of wine being the best. I wanted to use this word to sort of inspire me to be the best version of myself, so that's why I chose that. And the next couple pages here are my vision board for the year and my resolutions and goals for the year. And I don't really want to share those. I don't love splashing, like, I don't know, personal goals around the internet. I share these with like real life friends or the girls in the Milk and Honey Club, but I don't want to, I don't know, I just feel weird about putting goals out there. Like, I'd rather just do things and have people notice that I did it than talk about it before it's done. So that's just for me to kind of look at in the mornings and remind myself of my goals and my vision and my dreams for the year. And then I have 3 dividers currently. So I've shown these before. These are hanging file folders that I cut down to make dividers. I really like using like the hanging file tabs for my binder. And this first section is planner. So this is just my planner. I'm not gonna go too in depth on this because I just did a very recent, very in-depth video. But this is the Milk and Honey Life Planner. I am in love with it. It's a printable planner that you can use that has monthly, weekly, and daily sheets. And it's really designed to help you conquer habits. Like, I feel like my daily habits are what make or break me in life. And the best progress comes from just slowly, one at a time, building habits. So this monthly page here, I have just tracking my habit for the month, which is to start making sure I do my exercise first thing in the day. I was kind of getting into a bad routine of like exercising at night because I hadn't gotten to it yet. And then I would have a hard time sleeping after that, and it just, or I would miss it altogether because it was night and I was too tired to do it. So it just wasn't really reflecting my priorities, where I really wanted to get movement in first thing. So no matter what happens, I know I got that done early in the day. So I'm really focusing on doing it first thing in the day. So I'm just using this page to kind of track loosely what I do each day, or if I miss a day, and have that visual sense of like what kind of movement I'm getting done and the fact that I'm doing it first thing. Then this page is all about planning the month, and at the end of the month, this page will be for reflecting back on the month. So I love having this as like a habit tracker, as a way to remember my goals and my priorities and why I'm working on the habit that I'm working on. I find that really inspirational. And then this is a weekly page from last week. I tend to use this page as like a bird's eye overview of calls I have to be on. I don't really have a lot of in-person meetings right now because of the way life is going like those last 2 years. But like calls or Zooms that I have to be on, and anything social that I do have happening, I like to put on here. So I can just see at a glance like what my busier days are based on like how much ink is on the page. Like, I knew Sunday would be a day that I could really tackle things I wanted to work on, because all of these days were things that other people needed me to do different things at different times. So that's how I like to use my weekly view. This page is for planning the week. I fill this out on Sunday for the week that starts the next day on Monday. And it's just a good place to kind of make some priorities and some goals and think ahead about what you need to do to set yourself up for success. The thing I really love about this planner style is thinking about things I can do to both set myself up and set others up, and like things I can do that will be special. I love to have something to look forward to. It just makes the biggest difference in my mindset. This also has a lot of gratitude built in, because gratitude also makes the biggest difference in my mindset. And it's a good way to record memories, because I just really have this strong drive to try and capture memories and bottle them up and save them. That's why I love journaling, and this planner is like a journal built into your planner. So you can write down the memories you want to keep track of through the years and things like that. So let's see, I will jump to, this is my daily page for today. I have it marked with this really cute stick-it note. My friend brought these back for me from Tokyo Disney, and it has the castle at the top of the stick-it note. So it's like a fun little tab that I can use to flip to the current day. This is actually yesterday's. So at the top here, I was filling out in the morning to plan my day. And then this morning, when I planned today, I also took some time to reflect on yesterday, and that's what this portion is for. So I really like having a place to think back on like the special memories from yesterday, the moments when I smiled, like the joy and the gratitude and all that good stuff. So that is what my planning looks like these days. I am loving it. This planner style really walks you through step by step everything you need to plan, to look forward, to look back, to have gratitude, all of that good stuff. And that makes it pretty simple. It just kind of holds your hand through the whole planning and journaling process. So that's what this section of my planner is for. The next section is called Goals. And one thing I have in here is a huge resource I love to use every single year. This is called the Year Compass, and it's a free resource. I will link it But it's a really cool printable that walks you through looking back on the past year and planning ahead for the new year. So it's kind of sad because we're 2 weeks into January and I haven't filled this out yet, but I'm definitely going to because I save these each year. I have them for like the past 5 years, and it's really cool to look back on the year behind and plan the year ahead and then compare it at the end of the year. So this is just a resource I always love each year. And then I also just have some handwritten pages of notes and goals and dreams at the end of this section. So this is just kind of my goal section. The thing I love about a binder planner is you can totally change each tab to reflect the season you're in and like what's relevant in your life right now. So right now it's January, 'tis the season for setting goals and new plans and hopes and dreams. And that's why I especially have a goals tab right now. I think I'll probably keep it all year just to kind of have like a rotating list of what goals I'm working on and what I've accomplished this year and what I'm hoping to do. And then currently I only have one other section in here, and I have this labeled resources, and it's just kind of a hodgepodge of things I like to reference that I'm looking at right now. This is one thing I intend to do every year. It's like a free printable that floats around Pinterest, and I have never succeeded in doing it, but I really want to make this the year that I declutter my whole life, just step by step. And this free printable breaks it down into like little 15-minute challenges you can do every single day of the year to get your whole home and your whole life decluttered. So I am doing that this year. I'm so excited. I really hope to just get in the habit of doing little tiny increments of daily decluttering. I feel like the more I go through life, the more I realize that little daily habits are the most important thing that create results. So especially as far as just like keeping your house the way you want it, it helps so much to have those daily habits. Like some of the things I'm focusing on right now are like cleaning the kitchen right after a meal, not sitting down with a cup of coffee right after a meal and then cleaning it later. Cleaning it just right away, or also just cleaning the kitchen really thoroughly before bed each night so I can wake up to that. And then, like I said, decluttering a little bit each day, never leaving clothes on the floor, never leaving clothes in the laundry basket, like folding them and putting them away right away. Little things like that are the kind of habits that add up to my house always being calm and clean and how I like it. So that's a big focus for me right now. Or like I mentioned, focusing on the habit of exercising first thing before anything else gets in the way. Little habits like that really build up to make a huge impact. And I just notice in life when I slip on my daily habits, things start to snowball and it just feels so out of control. So it's a lot easier to keep up with something day by day than it is to catch up, like as you let it go for a whole week or longer. You know, some things we might let slide for like a year, and it's just so much harder to catch up at that point. And that applies to anything from work to your home to your health, relationships, just everything. It's so much better to keep up. So that was my insight from last week. The thing about the planner is that it asks you like what insights and life lessons you're learning, and sometimes I don't notice things like that until I purposefully reflect on it. And that's what came up for me last week as we were starting the new year, and I just felt really overwhelmed by life. And I just felt like it was so hard to get back in the swing after the holidays. So that's kind of my focus right now, is just keeping up with those little daily habits. And I have a few other things in this section of like projects I want to complete this year and things like that. And then at the very end, I just have blank paper, and I have this laminated sheet that I put stick-it notes on. So I have little to-do stick-it notes, I have my little castles that I love, and page markers and things. This just comes in handy when I need to mark a page somewhere in my binder. And then in the built-in pen loop at the back, I have my favorite type of pen, just a plain felt tip pen by the Papermate brand. I love these. And that is it. That's my whole planning binder right now. That's what it looks like here at the beginning of the year. And then as a very fun, very special bonus, we have my husband's first ever planner. It was so cute. On New Year's Eve, he was like, the only thing I want for the new year is to have my own version of the Milk and Honey planner and just to try this new habit during the year. So I thought that was so cute that he wanted to be all set up to be a planner, start being a planner guy. And he was very generous to let me share with you guys some of his progress so far. So he just has a plain blue planner, and I printed out the blue version of the cover for him. He loves it. It's so adorable. And I don't want to go into his private pages in here because the thing about this style of planner is it is very personal. It's part journal and part planner. But he said it was okay if I showed you a couple of the pages. So he does it a little differently than I do, and I thought this might be helpful for you guys to see that I laminated the daily pages and the weekly pages for him. So he really likes to be able to fill that out with the wet erase marker and erase it and start fresh every day. And then of course that saves a lot on printing and ink and paper and all of that good stuff. So the only piece of paper that he uses that's actually printed is the monthly pages. So at the end of the year, he'll just have the 12 months that he can look back on, and he can kind of copy over anything important on the weekly or the daily pages onto his month's reflection page. So looking back, he'll still see like all the things that were special, the memories, anything, life lessons, things like that, but he won't have a bunch of extra pieces of paper, which is great because, you know, of course we want to cut down on how much we have to print. And so for me, I do like to keep my past pages, but what I do is print 2 sheets per page, front and back. Or you can also print 2 pages per sheet and get 4 days front and back. So that's what I do, but I think this is a great option to have too if it's like maybe a more casual day and you know you're not gonna have to like really save anything from that day to look back on. It's a really good option. So he has his habit and his theme. He's working on making a daily writing habit. And it's just so cute to see him learning how to plan for the first time. It's really, I feel so proud that he was inspired to try this. And one thing that he asked me about was he wasn't sure how to handle the priority section and the to-do section. And I told him to think of it as this whole section is everything you need to do today. But the things in the top 3 priority spots are the things that like have to get done today. And these things you could postpone. So he's working on starting to prioritize his to-do list and like the things he really wants to get done each day. And I think that's been super helpful for him. And it's also been really cool because, I don't know, especially just like maybe being a guy, he's never been into journaling. He's not like super in touch with his feelings. Like a lot of guys kind of struggle with that, I feel like. So he's really been enjoying like the gratitude section and what he's looking forward to. And he has never ever thought about self-care. Like that's just never been on his radar. It's so cute. Like he was really struggling and asking me like, what do I put for self-care? Like can our date later count as self-care? Is so cute. So he's really been growing a lot in those areas. And then at the end of the day, looking back and reflecting, super cool. I gave him the same type of thing I have for erasing these pages with the water and the little rag. And I also added an extra 2 pen loops to his binder so he can have a pen. I also converted him to the felt tip pen. So you know what? We've been married like a decade, but he's starting to finally pick up on planning that he's watched me do for 10 years now. But anyway, he has his pin loops back here. These are the introductory pages that come with the planner, like how to use the planner. Although I don't think he's read it because he just asks me anytime he has a question, which I can't blame him because you probably would too if we lived together. I don't know. But yeah, that's his whole setup. So it's very simple. He just has his month page and then his week and daily laminated pages. And one other thing that's nice about the laminated pages, he doesn't have it right now, but he's a huge doodler and also like he loves to take notes and leave them on scraps of paper all over our house. So instead of doing that, he can use his wet erase marker on the back of these sheets to take any notes from calls or like to doodle or whatever he needs to do. And that way we don't have paper all over the house driving me crazy. So that has been really good. And that's our planner setup for the new year. I am loving it and I hope you are loving yours too. Whatever kind of planner you're using, please tell me about it in the comments so we can all inspire each other. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some inspiration, some ideas, not just for planning, but also for making memories, setting intentions, and building in some self-care and all the good stuff that this planner is designed to do. So I wish all of that for you, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Can't wait to hang out in the new year, and I will see you in the next video. So hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.